So Bridget, we have here the OnePlus One. Could you just show us exactly how it works and what exactly makes this phone so hotly anticipated and exclusive?
Exclusive, yeah. So basically, you're looking at a phone with the best flagship specs you can get right now. Maybe Nexus 6, I guess, is a slightly faster processor, but it is only a few weeks old. So it came out in April. It's got top specs you can find up there with Samsung Galaxy S5 or HTC One M8, and we run Cyanogen as our OS. So it's one of the first phones that comes right out of the box with Cyanogen. Cyanogen's super customizable. You can do just about anything with it. It's really light, bloatware free, really quick, really secure, so people tend to really like it, and it is on an invite basis, so there is a bit of exclusivity, but it's really just to manage our inventory and make sure we're able to scale to keep up with the large demand of our phone right now.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that whole invite system. I mean, do you think that is that something that's going to be expanded upon in the future just to be commercial sale, or is this just a temporary basis?
We don't know yet. I mean, of course, we want to be able to eventually sell, but we're 11 months old. We've been a company since December. We launched the phone in April and started actually selling in June. So it's very new still for us. We're still learning how everything works. Getting the logistics in each country right and getting support to an acceptable level in every country. So something we're working on. As we grow larger, we have to scale very quickly to match that. So the invite system is a great way for us to keep up with the demand. It has actually helped lengthen the life cycle of the phone. Because people keep getting invites and sharing with their friends, and new people who maybe aren't so super techy are getting to hear about it, so that's been really good for us. But we have no plans to get rid of it, especially for the One. We've implemented pre-orders as well, so the invites are not the only option, but there's no plans really either way on what we're going to do for the two.
And obviously, as a 11-month-old company, I mean, in China, in one of the most
Yeah.
one of the most toughest markets in the world. How, as someone who's come from outside, how are you finding the Chinese kind of startup industry, and especially in terms of phones and tech?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really see it as a Chinese startup because, for instance, I'm American. We have people from, I think, 14 different countries now on our global team, 50 people from all over the world. They speak so many different languages, and they have so much different experience and just cultural benefits. We have a French guy who can maybe say, this won't necessarily work in France, or Spanish guys who are able to talk to our customers in Spanish. So we're in China, and we're next to the hardware, and we're next to our manufacturing, which is why we're there. But with the internet, you can be anywhere and be a global company. So we don't really feel this China company thing that people keep asking us about, honestly. We feel very global. We have a great Chinese operation, we have a great global operation, and with the internet, you're kind of just can do everything from everywhere, all over the world. So I don't know. I don't feel that, I guess.
So for the time being, you don't see maybe a European operation, or is that something that OnePlus you think are going to look down the line?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something we want to look at because it's better for our users. For instance, the support can be on a central time zone. Right now it's difficult being in our time zone, for instance, talking to media or talking to users, or when we do social media campaigns, we have people in our office staying up until 3 in the morning so that California can get a chance to enter some of these social media campaigns. So it's not really sustainable. Eventually we'll move over here, but we're so young and there's so much to do, so I don't really know when that will be. We're looking at expansion into India is probably our next big moment, and then we've got the two coming up, so there's a lot to think about, but eventually we'll get here.
So I guess if you're expanding into India, then it's going to be, will you be looking at, say, maybe cheaper handsets? Like I know there's the Android One that's going to be launched, which is, it's designed as a very cheap smartphone.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something that OnePlus are looking to develop instead of just, purely flagship phones?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what we're coming up with. For now, it's definitely, we don't make cheap phones. Our phones, we sell them at cost. We sell the hardware at cost. It's not something we're really looking to change, but still a premium device. We just happen to have a different business model to distribute it. So we're never going to be in the market to make cheap phones just to be cheap. And in terms of future lines, it's really early. We got to get the two out, and then there's a lot to do before that. So I don't really know.
And just the last question. I mean, you touched there on it that it's sold at cost price. Is that purely just to get the numbers out there, or I mean, it's not really a long-term kind of goal,
Actually, we're never going to be a company that makes money off of our hardware, probably. If the phone is more expensive, it's because the phone will be more expensive to make. Eventually, we'll make money through software and services, but the first 2 years, we're really just worried about growing our user base and getting people to know our brand. We're lucky in the fact that we're able to do that. We're not, we're not going bankrupt tomorrow. So we're able to sort of get our phone out there, and eventually, all the phones are going to have, all the flagships are going to have the same specs, and you can't really get into a price war because there's always going to be someone who can undercut you on the price. What we want to do is build phones that people like, and the design that they appreciate and a build quality that they can't necessarily find other places. So we want people to buy OnePlus. You know, we want people to see, oh, there's a new OnePlus product out, we want to buy it. It's never going to be about, you know, making cheap phones or making the fastest phone, because at some point it's just everyone's got the same specs in their phone. So it's really about the brand and if you sort of believe what the company's doing.